The movie starts with a boy Kido waking up in an abandoned, seemingly eerie landscape. The area seems abandoned, there is no life around. He moves a little further ahead and discovers a rather broken-down house as he opens the door. He comes across a gruesome sight. There is a man inside a drum, submerged inside with only the head out, but before Kido can make sense of the situation, he sees a group of vampires feasting on the flesh of humans. Soon, they focus on Kido and pounce on him with their bloodthirsty ferocity. Kido fights back desperately but is outnumbered and overpowered. Just as the vampires prepare to finally finish him off, a mysterious man armed with weapons crashes into the fray, fighting off the creatures. It is revealed that the man is Kido's old classmate Ken, who had vanished years ago. Ken explains that he came to this land of curses searching for his lost friend. Kido forbids him from doing so because it is a fatal mistake. This territory is infested with vampires. Kido says this, his eyes start glowing red. He begs Ken to run away, informing him that he can no longer restrain himself. Kido then surprisingly discloses that he also a vampire, scared right. Ken runs away, leaving Kido behind. A few minutes later, another vampire approaches Kido and gives him a vial full of blood. Kido drinks it and returns to normal. The scene now moves to Akira, a youth brimming with determination and residing in the same region filled with vampires. Knowing the risks, Akira goes to see a legendary marksman to teach him how to be ready for battles that will inevitably happen. Akira practices rigorously and is now a strong warrior. The vampires ambushed him one day, which he killed with ease. The victory was very short-lived as a huge grotesque monster appeared and savagely attacked him. The marksman intervened to help Akira in a very violent fight that ended with Akira killing the monster. Impressed by Akira's strength, the leader of the vampires approaches him. The leader salutes Akira's skills and offers him a place among the ranks of the vampires. Akira refuses, proclaiming his hatred toward their kind. Infuriated with the rejection, the vampire leader summons an army of monstrous creatures onto Akira. A fierce battle takes place in which Akira's friend tries to kill the leader with an arrow aimed correctly. However, the leader catches the arrow, effortlessly retaliating by killing Akira's friend and drinking her blood. Enraged by the gruesome act, Akira launches a furious assault on the vampire leader. Despite his efforts, the leader proves invincible, regenerating from every wound. Realizing the leader's immortality, Akira retreats with his remaining allies, haunted by the threat of the leader to kill all the people he loves. Akira resolves to find a way to bring an end to the leadership. Later on, Akira discusses the plan with the marksman. The marksman reveals that though the vampire leader is immortal, there is a way to weaken him. Vaccine said to nullify his regenerative powers. Akira immediately organizes his friends and they start a very dangerous journey in search of the vaccine. Meanwhile, the head of the vampires finds out about their quest and orders his minions to hunt them down. The stakes rise when Akira and his group are constantly being attacked by vampires who want to stop them at all costs. Along the way, Kido secretly watches over Akira, attracted to the group yet refusing to show himself because of his vampire nature. Unbeknownst to Akira, Kido fights his humanity in a dilemma between loyalty to his old friend Ken and his vampire instincts. This is where Akira and his friends get closer and closer to the vaccine, realizing it's the only way to beat this vampire leader and finally liberate the land from his grasp. The expected showdown is sure to push Akira to his limits, resolve, and humanity, as he has to choose how far to go in the name of love for those closest to him and the destruction of evil threatening them all. The head vampire, wishing to defend the vaccine by all means, sends hordes of his minions to protect Akira and his friends. Kido gets himself lost in a hidden village where he encounters someone shocking Akira's long-lost brother. Akira and his group have entered this cursed land in hopes of finding him, but Kido learns Akira's brother is the leader of the entire vampire-populated village. These villagers, in contrast with the savage vampires that Akira has been fighting, survive without hunting. Humans.as Kido approaches. He sees Akira's brother slaying a monstrous vampire that had just started to mutate due to lack of blood. Impressed by Kido's bravery, Akira's brother takes him to a secret tunnel and promises to help. However, as Kido moves further down, Akira's brother simply disappears mysteriously, leaving Kido all alone. On the other side of the town, Akira and his friends are trying to reach the lab where the vaccine is supposed to be stored. On the way, there was an ambush of vampires who attacked them. After a fierce battle, Akira's friend is almost overpowered, and Kido suddenly shows up. Throwing a weapon that saves the day, Akira is shocked to learn Kido is a vampire too. But Kido insists he's there to help, with the group getting back their footing. A huge, grotesque monster with eyes covering its entire body emerges. The unique ability makes it almost impossible to knock down, as it sees every attack before it comes. Just then, his brother reappears and steps in to fight against the creature. Akira and his brother manage to kill the beast. Their reunion is, however, bittersweet. Akira's brother warns him to stay away since he also has succumbed to the curse of vampirism. Moving forward, Akira and his friends make their way through a dark tunnel fighting off even more vampires, finally reaching the laboratory. They are surrounded by yet another wave of vampires. The group puts up quite a fight, but in the scuffle, one of Akira's friends gets bitten. As if things were bad enough, Akira manages to retrieve the vaccine only to be met with his brother's arrival, who demands the vaccine be turned over to him. The horror of it all is that Akira's brother has allied himself with the leader of the vampires, believing his cause. There is a violent fight between the siblings, and Akira's brother manages to kill one of Akira's friends. While his friend is dying, he tells Akira that he should do anything possible to protect humanity. Devastated but determined, Akira promises to grant the dying request of his friend. Akira's brother escapes with the vaccine, leaving Akira and the remaining group devastated. Searching the laboratory for answers, they hear a faint sound and follow it to a room where they discover Kido. The reunion is short-lived, as a humanoid monster emerges from the shadows. Its disfigured face is concealed, but its menacing presence sends chills through the group. The monster notices Kido and starts attacking her brutally. The group members barely manage to escape and start running up a spiral staircase leading to the top floor of the building. The monster chases them, and the tension builds as they get ready for their next battle. Knowing the stakes have never been higher, when Akira and his friends see a possible means of escape, they board an old rickety trolley and hurtle down the tracks in the hope of leaving the horrors behind. However, the monster that had appeared earlier reappears and pursues them relentlessly. In desperation, they throw a bomb, bringing down a section of the tunnel. For one hopeful moment they think they've lost it, but then the ground shakes, stones fall, and the creature breaks through the criterion now ahead of them. The trolley leaps over debris, narrowly avoiding disaster, then catapults out of the laboratory and crashes into a river below. Soaking wet and exhausted, Akira pulls himself to shore. His resolve hardens. His brother is no longer human but a vampire, and Akira knows he must stop him, even if it means taking his life. Determined, Akira sets out to find his brother. The two brothers hardly greet each other warmly. A fierce battle ensues between the two. Akira's brother, now at the height of vampiric strength, easily overpowers Akira, yet Akira does not retreat. Summoning all his skill, he jams his sword deep within his brother's neck. Gasping, his brother says something terrifying: war between humans and vampires is inevitable, and with that, he disappeared into the darkness. Akira follows his brother to an empty cave where the last battle is taking place. The brothers clash once more, their battle fierce and unending. At one point, amid the pandemonium, Akira's brother is pinned down by a pillar that has fallen on him as he saves Akira from being crushed. Although seriously injured, he reveals his burden. The head vampire forced him to retrieve a certain vaccine, threatening to destroy the villagers if he did not. Akira's brother pleads for release from his cursed existence. Racked with guilt and anguish, Akira hesitates, unable to go through with the deed of killing his brother, but then lets it come to an end and ends suffering. His brothers die with his last breath as the vampire villagers, servants to him, do the same, trying not to bring more damage and harm to humanity. Meanwhile, the lead vampire launches his attack, sending waves of vampires and various monsters to attack Akira's people. Akira, now with the vaccine at his disposal, confronts the leader one last time in a showdown. The manipulative leader again tries to tempt Akira to his side with promises of power and supremacy. Akira is bitter and full of vengeance to refuse his offer. A brutal fight ensues, with Akira delivering a strong declaration that he would eradicate all vampires just to restore humanity. As the fight reaches its peak, the screen fades to black with the future uncertain but the stakes crystal clear, and with this, the movie ends with Akira defiant, ready for a fight in a world bereft of the darkness that has consumed so many lives.